Here we go, Harry, with Pro Schmo.
Let me interject for a second. I have friends in the group chat members who've been a part of the community for a long time. They're all betting Dricus, all of them. No one wants to follow. No one wants to tail. No one wants to hear me out on Chimaev. They just don't believe it. I tell them about the proportions, man. Khamzat is too big. They don't believe it, right? I mean, I get it. Dricus is a great kickboxer, but how is he going to feed all that on Khamzat, who's so big? Now listen, you don't believe it. Look at this ticket. There's many more like it in the group chats. $20,000, $30,000 ready to cash from parlays they've drawn up with Dricus as the last leg. From last week's MMA, UFC card to tennis this week, MLB to Dana White Contender Series. It's crazy. It's crazy.
YouTube channel, MMA Space Leaders, wrong. Wrong when you're referring to and his cardio. For you to be a relentless wrestler like Khabib and the likes, you must have cardio, relentless cardio. And that's what he has. For you to dive on double legs, you need cardio. You can ask Daniel Cormier. You can ask anyone who wrestles, man. Couture. I mean, any old, new, contemporary MMA purists, and they'll tell you that all this talk, all these remarks, rhetoric surrounding the poor cardio and the round 3, 4, 5 smothering that Dricus is going to commit on Khamzat is bullshit. I'm telling you right now, bullshit. You heard it here first. Now look. If you want to defeat Khamzat, first you need experience. You need Greco-Roman. You need freestyle, folklore wrestling. You need judo minimum, but a K1 kickboxer. K1, where does this man Dricus Du Plessis even get off with suggested credentials in wrestling? Much less jiu-jitsu. Does he have a purple brown belt in jiu-jitsu? What are we talking about here, guys? Just because you can tape fights and you can, find and exploit a potential opponent for vulnerabilities, let's say in the grappling or striking, doesn't mean that you're an elite kickboxer or elite grappler. It just so happens you had a great game plan, Dricus Du Plessis, through and through your camps. You have great coaches, and you're able to find those opportunities, those traps that you set up, right? And guys, listen, if you want a more technical analysis, all you have to do is send me a DM on Instagram or visit us at proschmobets.com if you want to learn about technicalities in how Trevin Giles was nearly defeating Dricus when Dricus played possum against the wall, octagon wall, and then a right cross put out Trevin Giles out. The only success that Dricus Du Plessis has had through the years is with his striking, which is phenomenal and plays into his proportions, right? Because that reach is long. And he uses that shoulder blade, man, like you wouldn't believe, to make sure he catches you on the chin. But we go back, right? We go back to how it is you defeat a guy like Khamzat. RDR is more likely than to defeat a guy like Khamzat because of the clinch, right? And listen, you got Du Plessis that is drilling what it's like to be controlled, what it's like to get through leg laces in wrestling, and how to get through smothering pressure, with elite wrestlers from around the world, and that's incredible. Good for him. But he's a kickboxer, folks, and Chimaev, for as much as you may believe that he is going to lose this fight if it gets past the second round, you're mistaken. He's going to do everything he can. He should at least, and it's suggestive through his fights on the regional scenes and his recent fights that he has good coaches, in that he could just be on the back foot. He can counter Dricus. He could lure Dricus. He could pressure forward Dricus through the rounds 1 or 2, and he can offset some single legs and diving and double legs against the wall and submission attempts, so that he can have the cardio he needs to get through the later rounds. So you're guaranteed an over 3.5 here in this fight. And if anyone is putting anybody out, it'll be in the later rounds by Chimaev in that submission. There's only, again, potential in RDR to defeat Chimaev and new, right? When Chimaev becomes the new middleweight champion. And then you have Hernandez, right? That I guarantee you the UFC is going to kill marketing on. They're just going to shut that off. They're not going to channel Hernandez because that's the Trojan horse. That's the guy who's coming for it all. Right? And so you need wrestling pedigree to get through a guy like Khamzat. Khamzat's got the technical striking as well. I get it. Dricus K1, but how is Dricus chaining all of that? He really isn't. He looks awkward and quirky. It works for him again because he's fighting off a plan of action, right? Where Khamzat's got a technical striking approach, right? He fought Gilbert in the prime of his career. Don't get it mistaken. Don't listen to people, man. Do the homework yourself. Go look at who Gilbert Burns had fought before he fought Khamzat. He was in the prime of his life, man. All right, and then we talking about who that opponent was. Kamaru Usman. You think the guy just got off the couch? That's all bullshit. Again, that was fed by his management team, fed by the UFC. You really believe Usman got off the couch one weight class up? You guys already as tall as the trees. He's a great middleweight, Kamaru Usman. You just saw the work he did against Joaquin Buckley. What about those knees? At a time where stem cells, all right, were the talk of the town in the UFC. Up and down the ranks. You ask Henry Cejudo. Everyone knows about where to get that in Colombia, where I'm going to be this week, and I'm watching the pay-per-view.